Hi, Polydor here. Today we're gonna start a mini series where we are gonna make a procedural barrel. Let's see what we're gonna learn in this video. We're gonna see how to set up the Houdini project. Then we're gonna create the digital asset that will hold our wood barrel. After that, we're gonna start modeling our barrel by creating the base plank that will serve as a module for our barrel. And finally, we're gonna set up the diameter of the barrel using the plank as a parameter. So let's start modeling. Let's start by creating the Houdini project. Gonna click here in File, New Project. Let's indicate a folder. And we're gonna name it, let's say, wood barrel. We only need some folders. We don't need all of these folders. So let's uncheck some presets. We only need geometry, Houdini digital assets, and texture. Accept. Now, when we save our scene, this $job will indicate our Houdini project. Let's name our scene wood barrel. And that's it. We are ready to begin. Let's start by creating our geometry node. Dive in. And I'm gonna make a subnetwork. I'm gonna call it wood barrel. And we are gonna make a digital asset of it right away. Right click, digital asset, create new. Let's put our name here. The doorway. We don't need a branch. Let's save it in the project directory. We don't need a prefix. Create. Let's just accept it and let's dive in. We can delete this output node. Let's start by creating our grid. This will be our profile for the plank. Let's focus. And we don't need any divisions for now. And we're gonna set a pretty small size. So 0.15 and 0.075. Pretty small, but this will be the profile of our plank. Now let's grab a line. Let's leave it the default settings for now. And to create our plank, we're gonna use the sweep node. The line will be in the first input and our profile in the second input. Let's rename it this grid. And let's color these two nodes orange to remember that they will be important. Let's see the result of our sweep node. And we need to change the orientation to X and Y plane. Nice. As you can see, our geometry is reversed. So we need to turn on reverse cross section. Now our geometry is correct. And we can close our caps here with end cap type, single polygon, and we're gonna make a group of it. Let's call it caps GRP for group. And here in the sweep node, we can make the base of our UVs. Let's change to UVs and attribute, turn on compute UVs. I like to turn off normalize computed UVs. And here in the UV sims, I like to turn off these two properties too. Now we have a UV that follows the size of our geometry. So here in our UV view, we can see our UV. Let's go back to our viewport. Now, we're gonna make a line that will be the basis of the barrel diameter. Let's grab the line node, change its direction to the Z direction. And here we need to consider the size of the plank and how many planks the barrel will have. So I'm gonna create a property in the line node here in the gear icon, edit parameter interface. I'm gonna grab an integer and call it number of planks. Let's set the range. Let's set the minimal range as 4 for now, and the max length, let's make it 20. Apply, accept. I'm going to create a spare input to grab the size of our profile. So here in the gear icon again, add spare input. I'm not gonna grab the profile node. Now let's set the length with a little expression. We're gonna grab the number of planks property, copy parameter. Let's paste relative reference in the length. And let's grab the size of our profile plank. Now we need to know our profile size in the X direction. So here we're gonna grab the B box. So we're gonna multiply our number of planks to the B box of -1, the X size. Here in the B box, we set the first parameter to -1 because it will reference the spare input. So if we change the number of planks, the length will update to the size of the profile. Let's put here 16. And now we need to resample this line to have points that sizes with the profile. So let's grab a resample node. And here in the length, you're gonna need to know the size of this profile. So in the gear, let's create a spare input again. Grab the profile node. Let's link to our line node. And here in the length, we're gonna write the same expression we have in the line. Let's grab the B box. We only need the B box. And we're gonna paste it here in the length. Now our resample node created a point that has the same size of our profile. Save our scene, Ctrl S, save it, and let's save our digital asset too. Right click in the wood barrel, save node type. Now, before we copy to points our planks, we're gonna blast the last point. So let's grab the blast node. Let's rename it to delete last ET for point. And here in the group, we're gonna type a little expression to endpoint. The first input, 0, -1. Change the group type to points. Nice. So our line node determines how many planks we have. So this node is important. Let's color it orange. The resample node will update automatically because of our VBox expression. Let's rename the line node to barrel length. And before we delete our last point, we need to set our proper direction vector. So let's make some space and grab the wrangle, the attribute wrangle node. Let's color yellow because we're gonna write some attributes to our points. And here we're gonna find our normal vector, our up vector, and our right vector. So let's start typing. Vector pos equals point of the first input. Let's grab the position. And here we need to grab the position of the next point. So let's grab at itnum plus 1. And to not break the expression for the last point, we need to use the remainder of the total points. So let's grab our total points with the function anyPoints of the first input. Let's close it, our point function. Let's set our normal vector at n equals normalize, because we need a normalized vector, of minus at p, v at up will be in the y direction, and v at right will be the normalized vector of the cross product of our normal and up vector. We use this V letter before at up and at right to mention that this attribute will be three-dimensional vector. Now our points are set up. We can see the vectors here. the normal vector in this little icon. And to see the up and the right vector, we need to use the visualizer. So to set up these visualizers, we can go to the information, click in the right attribute and the up attribute. And here in the visualizer, we right click and we set up this visualizer. We need to make it a marker type, and in the style, we need to change to vector. And we can set a color if you like. I put the red color to the right vector, and to the up vector, I put a green color. So to finish this first part, we're gonna need the copy to points node. The first input will be our planks. We can make a null here. Let's rename it to base plank. This will be in the first input of the copy to points node, and our points will be in the second input. Let's hide the visualizers and our normal vector. And we have our planks copied to our point. Then we're gonna use a math size. We will not change the Y attribute. And in the Z property, we're gonna set it to min. Then, to make the barrel shape, we will use a bend node. We're gonna need to set the capture length to have the exact length of our geometry. So let's use the bbox expression. First input, the size. The up vector control will be the x-axis, and we're gonna bend it 360 degrees. Now we have the basis for our barrel. Let's grab a new node and rename it to base barrel shape. And we can color it a light purple. And that's it, guys, for today, this first part. We set the basis to have our wood barrel prop. I hope you liked this video, and I see you next time. Thank you.